tell you about it later.
I don't know why, no, that's not a green light for every copy.
Ed, would you like to do the invocation this evening?
I'd be happy to, Mr. Mayor.
Everybody ready? You good? Everybody, gentlemen?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Everybody got their phones on silent?
Thank you, sir.
All right. No.
always
Take
good
care
to
of
do a
that.
double
We'll
check,
get the
yeah.
show on the road, huh? Okay, here we go, everybody. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Taft City Council Successor Agency Joint Regularly Scheduled Meeting for Tuesday, June the 2nd, 2020. Pursuant to the Governor's Executive Order N-2920, Taft City Council meetings will be held in the following manner. First, in order to protect our constituents, city officials, and city staff, all public meetings until further notice will be held closed to the public. City Council meetings will be live streamed in real TV to your YouTube channel by searching for City of Taft City Clerk on YouTube or at this link, www.youtube.com/user/City of Taft. Secondly, public comments for City Council meetings will be accepted in the following manner. It's important, this is still your government. Public comments will be accepted up until 5 p.m. the day of the meeting. Written comments may be dropped off in the drop box in front of City Hall. Comments may be emailed to the city clerk at ymayfield@cityoftaft.org. Made by phone to the city clerk's office at 661-763-1222. The comments received will be read into the record. And finally, should a member of the public prefer to speak during the live portion of the meeting, they shall contact the city clerk prior to the time listed above and provide a contact phone number, be available during the meeting time of 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., and you will be contacted at that phone number provided and placed on speaker to address the council during the meeting time. A little cumbersome, but necessary, hopefully not all that much longer. So we're going to begin this evening's meeting. I get to wear the Pledge of Allegiance because I have the most red, white, and blue in my shirt. Followed by the invocation by City Councilman Ed Whiting. If you would join me, please. Salute and pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody bow your heads, please. Heavenly Father, thank you for all the blessings that you give to us. Right now, our country is going through some very dark times. Please watch over everybody. Bring your wisdom to them. Help heal their very hardened hearts. Calm the fears. Stop the violence. And I know that you don't do these things. You won't give us more than on our plates than we can handle. But we are going through a tough time, and we really praise you for all that you do for us, and hope that you can help to stop some of this violence and this that is going on right now. Please watch over all of our first responders as they deal with not just the COVID-19 issues, but also the riots and looting and the confrontations. The EMS workers, the hospital workers, everybody who's involved. It's definitely a hard time right now, but watch over everybody, please, and do everything that you can do to help the people that need it so very much. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, may we have a roll call, please?
Mayor Nord,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Cryer,
Here.
Councilmember Bryant,
Here.
Councilmember Evelyn,
Here.
and Councilmember Whiting.
Here.
All right, first item on this evening's agenda is a public hearing, Local Early Action Planning Grants Program. City Manager Jones had a conflict in his schedule, so he's not here this evening. So Assistant City Manager Lon Boyer is here. If you would, please, sir. I didn't know, Lon, if you wanted to read it or if you wanted to have Mark read the summary statement. It's up to you, sir.
Okay, so thank you. Mark, do you have the summary statement for us, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Sorry for the confusion.
Thank you, Mayor Noor and members of the council. As you know, we've been working on a number of these housing grant applications that the state has been rolling out the last 2 years or so. And the one before you is this local early action planning grant. We've had an economic development meeting on it. We did have a public meeting before all the COVID shutdown happened, and we went over and discussed a little bit of what a possible application could be. And what we've landed on is tying this to the SB2 grant and utilizing a single consultant to cover both applications, whereas the prior one that we approved last year will focus on the downtown specific plan update. It'll have all the specific design standards and uniqueness that covers the downtown, and I think the public meetings we get out of that will benefit the LEAP application, which would be fixing pieces of our zoning code, whether it's applications, fees, processes, what's allowed in certain districts and the like, to also apply citywide so that both downtown and the city are going to benefit from these activities that we're going to do in the next 18 months or so. And all this is the state's push for cities to work on accelerating housing production. And we're not private developers, so there's only so far we could go, and most of it is dealing with zoning code updates or the specific plans that can provide guidance to us and the developer of where and what they can do in certain areas. And I think the more specific we could get, both in our zoning code and the downtown area, the more attractive it will be for a developer to come in. So this one before you is the LEAP application. We're eligible for up to $65,000. The amount of money in the pot allows us to get that full amount as long as we turn this application in time, which is the end of this month. So the prior application you approved for SB2 went pretty smoothly with the state. Just took a little bit of time. Not too much objection of what we're looking to do, just some refinement. So I don't see this having too much trouble going through the state process as well. I'll end that with my presentations, and I open up to any more questions any of the 5 of you may have regarding this.
All right, I thank you, sir. Let me go ahead and move into the recommended action. Recommended action is to conduct a public hearing and then for a motion to adopt a resolution entitled a resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft authorizing application for and receipt of local government planning support grant program funds. So I'm going to open the public hearing. Did we receive any requests or comments from anybody online? No, we did not. So as a matter of record, we checked and we did not. So therefore, we will close the public hearing. And at this time, I would entertain that motion to adopt a resolution entitled a resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft authorizing application for and receipt of local government planning support grant program funds.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. You made the motion, sir. Would you have any comment?
I do. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Staples, thank you for continuing to work on this. I mean, this is vital work that we don't get done now. We're behind the curve when things get better. But I do have a question regarding, oh, crap, sorry. Regarding the budget, the state budget. Seeing as we're having significant revenue shortfalls, projections thereof, are we expecting any cuts to this type of funding or delays in when those funding will arrive?
We have not received any notice on this. Partly my guess is they're probably not fully back to their offices yet to handle this. The one thing I would expect more so is they would probably honor the last application in this, and any effects might be on the future ones. So anything, because there was 15 different bills and dealing with homelessness and other housing issues, anything that they didn't get to by now probably will be the ones that might be sacrificed or delayed.
Good.
But I will definitely keep you up to date if they do. And as we move forward with a RFP for a consultant, we'll make sure there's caveats about if for some reason this funding is no longer provided by the state or supported by the state, we have the option to modify the project accordingly.
Fantastic. Most of what I've heard is that if monies haven't been appropriated yet, which I believe this has under SB2, then those monies are subject to ultimately go away. But
Right.
since they're appropriated, then we should not see any reductions, hopefully.
Everything right now is on the table. What we do know is that we don't know. So you're right, that was a good question, because we have to be prepared. Obviously, we can't stick our neck out and be on the hook to fund things that were to be funded through the state or the federal government.
Right.
All right. You made the second. Councilman Evelyn, any additional comment?
Actually, other than, just to expound on what Josh said, what I was wondering is if there was gonna be extensions on these in the event that something happened because of the COVID thing. I would assume that they've been out and unavailable for at least a period of time. So in the event that we do, or did get behind the 8 ball on that, maybe we would have that extended out for us.
Just so you know, and everybody else and everybody at home, the SB2 application approved last year needs to be completed by June of 2022, and this application is June of 2023. So those are our deadlines at the moment. I would foresee the months that we've been shut down and all that probably could be added at to the end. I could foresee both of those maybe being pushed to December of each of those years, just to accommodate that timing, and also so long as the funding is still there, and the state's still confident to be able to back all the efforts every city's making, because the dollar amount allotted for both of these applications allows all 400 plus cities and all 50 plus counties to get the full dollar amount. But now this has happened the last couple 3 or 4 months. How that affects the later allocation of funds, we'll see.
Obviously, one of the key components of the governor's agenda is the whole affordable housing, which is rather difficult when everything that comes out of Sacramento makes building houses and permitting houses more expensive every single day. So any additional comments, Councilman? Mayor Pro Tem?
No comment.
All right. Mark, thank you very much. I have a motion and a second. May we have a roll call, please?
Mayor Pro Tem Cryer,
Yes.
Councilmember Bryant,
Yes.
Councilmember Evelyn,
Yes.
Councilmember Whiting,
Yes.
and Mayor Nora.
Yes, now pass on a 5-0 vote. Thank you very much. Next up, we have citizen request public comments. Did we have any come in? All right, for the record, we did not have any citizen request public comments, so I needn't read that. Next up, council statements, non-action. Councilman Whiting, we'll begin with you this evening, sir.
I have no comments tonight. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right. Councilman Evelyn.
Mr. Mayor, I have no comments this evening either.
All right, thank you, sir. Councilman Bryant.
I have no comment tonight, Mr. Mayor. Thank
All
you.
right. Mayor Pro Tem Cryer.
No comment.
All right.
Mhm.
Well, I have just a little bit. It's no secret to everybody that there's some madness going on all across these United States and expanded beyond our shores, I believe. Frustration is not a viable defense for committing a criminal act. You cannot stand up there before the DA and say, I burned that man's business because I was frustrated. I burned that police car because I felt I was underappreciated. I stole all of that stuff because nobody was listening to me. None of these things are anything other than criminal acts. And once, no matter who you are, you engage in criminal acts, you have become, by default, a criminal. And thusly should be treated such. We have laws, and this is a land of laws, and we are to abide by them and obey them. And to redirect one's concern into criminal acts does nobody any good, period. I'm glad that that madness has not reached this city, and I truly believe that it would be met with swift resistance. That's what I believe. So I'm glad to live in the city of Taft. I'm glad to be surrounded by the people that live in the city of Taft and the security that this community and the people and our police force represent. I am. I do not take it for granted. So thank you all for being a part of it, every single one of you. Secondly, I didn't just wear this shirt because it matches all the wonderful decorations that Renee worked with Yvette to bring into our council chambers. Another thing we're going to do in the city of Taft, and I do believe Tehachapi is going to do it too, is we are going to celebrate our 4th of July. We're going to celebrate our Independence Day. We are going to have fireworks, folks, and our community will do it. If ever there was a time, if ever there was a Memorial Day that we needed to celebrate, and take a break and understand why it was that so many people made such huge sacrifices to get out from underneath the heavy hand of a tyrannical government, it's this one. More government, deeper and deeper into every single aspect of your life every day. I hope we have all learned that there's good reason for Memorial Day and the celebration thereof. So we are going to do it here in the city of Taft. They're going to have to get busy with the fundraising. One of the things that I will tell the other council members, I reached out and asked our finance director how much money was in the fund. I, as an individual, chose not to get paid my stipend during the course of representing the people since about 2008, I believe. And there is money in that fund. That money is used for the veterans barbecue on Veterans Day and for the challenge coins and whatnot. But I would ask that the other council members join me in pledging an additional $3,000 of that money in the name of all of the people who have served this great country from the community of Taft to help us fund and celebrate our Memorial Day celebration. So it's not just about fireworks and barbecues, but it's sure enough a big part of it. And by God, we deserve a celebration.
Amen.
So that is my request
You've got
to the other
concurrence.
the other four of you.
I believe you've got concurrence, Mr. Mayor.
Do I have concurrence?
I don't think there's any
All
question.
right, God bless you all. Thank you all very much. That's good to know. Okay, next up, city manager statements.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. No statement this evening.
All right, I thank you, sir. City attorney statements.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, no statement.
All right, you're so far out there.
I am, not by choice.
Okay, future agenda requests this evening, gentlemen.
I have none.
All right, hearing none. We're going to move on to the consent calendar. Consent calendar items 7 through 14. All items listed on the consent calendar shall be considered routine and will be enacted by one roll call vote. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the city council requests specific items to be removed from the consent calendar for separate action. Any item removed from the consent calendar will be considered after the regular business items. Those items are item number 7, the minutes for the May 2019 regular meeting. Item number 8, the payment of bills, some $397,000. Item number 9, resolutions calling for a general municipal election and request the Kern County Board of Supervisors to approve consolidation with the statewide general election. On item number 9, the first recommendation is a motion to adopt a resolution entitled, "A Resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft, California, calling and giving notice of the holding of a general municipal election to be held on Tuesday, November the 3rd, 2020, for the election of certain officers as required by the provisions of the laws of the state of California relating to general law cities." Secondly, a motion to adopt a resolution entitled, "A Resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft, California, requesting the Board of Supervisors of the County of Kern to consolidate a general municipal election to be held on November 3rd, 2020, with the statewide general election to be held on the date pursuant to Section 10403 of the Election Code." Item number 10 is approval of professional services agreement with California Consulting Incorporated for grant writing services. Recommendation there is approval of professional services agreement with California Consulting Incorporated for grant writing services on a task order as needed basis and authorize the mayor to sign. Item number 11 is the Title VI Plan Update. Recommendation is a motion to approve the cost proposal with Moore & Associates in the amount of $6,500 and to extend the professional services agreement for the Title VI Plan Update for 2020. Item number 12 would be to accept the completed work by NSM Recycling Incorporated for the demolition of 157 Center Street. Recommendation there is a motion to accept the completed work by NSM Recycling Incorporated for the demolition of building located at 157 Center Street and authorize the city clerk to file the notice of completion with the Kern County Recorder. Item 13, analyze and update city standing ad hoc committees. Recommendation is to direct staff to analyze committees, consider need and best policies, and bring back to the council for consideration. And then finally, item 14 is COVID-19 antibody testing memorandum of understanding, MOU, with Westside Healthcare District. Recommendation is a motion to adopt a resolution entitled, "A Resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft approving an MOU with Westside Healthcare District to provide COVID-19 serology antibody testing for defined residents of Taft, and to make findings that the expense is directly related to COVID-19, not provided in the city's current budget, and therefore qualifies as a CARES Act Coronavirus Relief Fund expense." Does any council member wish to remove any of these items from the consent calendar? Hearing none, at this time, I would entertain a motion to approve consent calendar items 7 through 14.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. May we have a roll call, please?
Mayor Pro Tem Fryer,
Yes.
Councilmember Bryant,
Yes.
Councilmember Evelyn,
With the exception of the minutes from last, item 7, yes.
thank you, Councilmember Whiting,
Yes.
and Mayor Norris.
Yes, thank you all very much. Item number 15, preliminary budget based on the 2019-2020 level of appropriations.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Boyer, please.
The current fiscal year ends on June 30th, 2020. Staff is in the process of preparing a proposed budget for fiscal year 2021. Since there are many undetermined effects and uncertainty from the COVID-19, staff is monitoring all changes and creating a new budget projection for fiscal year 2021. During this time, the finance director is cleaning up and updating our budget document. In order for the city to continue daily operations after June 30th, 2020, it is necessary for the council to adopt a resolution which appropriates funds from continued operations at the currently approved level. This resolution, if adopted, will remain in effect until superseded by adoption of a fiscal year 2021 budget.
Thank you very much, sir. At this time, I would entertain a motion to adopt a resolution entitled, "A Resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft adopting a preliminary budget based on the 2019-2020 level of appropriations."
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. You made the motion, Mayor Pro Tem Cryer. Any discussion, sir?
No discussion. Thank you.
I do just have one quick question. You may not have the answer for this. Do we know when we should expect the revised, updated budget for 2020-21?
I do not have a specific date. I know we're monitoring everything as we get additional information coming through from all of the various entities that we deal with. We'll be putting those together, but I have not heard of a specific target date
Okay,
at this point.
thank you.
Councilman, you're on the Finance Committee, as am I, and I've been speaking with Teresa Binkley regarding this. Just for everybody out there in TV land, and this is your budget, city's budget, please understand that there are so many unknowns currently that to spend all the time and effort to build a budget based on all of those unknowns, when some clear information is coming in almost daily, would not really bear any fruit. We would not have the ink dry on the budget when we would be rewriting the budget. There are funds coming in from state and federal agencies that the rules regarding the use of those funds and how we can utilize them to defer costs that we are currently coming up against, those rules change again on a daily basis. There's also the city manager, as well as all other city managers, are having discussions with Ryan Alsop and the county regarding just exactly what expenses would be reimbursable and what would not. So many different things taking place. It is our intent to actually sit down and carve out a realistic budget just as soon as we possibly can. This is put in place so that we have a spending plan. This does not include any capital expenditures. None of that will be going on prior to the development as well as the adoption of a formal budget. So just so everybody understands that and we're clear. Any other questions on that, Councilman? Any other discussion regarding this? No? All right, very good. I have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, may we have a roll call, please?
Mayor Pro Tem Pryor,
Yes.
Councilmember Bryant,
Yes.
Councilmember Evelyn,
Yes.
Councilmember Whiting,
Yes.
and Mayor Norris.
Yes, and that passes on a 5-0 vote. I thank you all for that. All right, the next portion of our meeting is going to be closed session. We have 3 items to deal with in closed session this evening. Item A, threat to public services. Consultation regarding COVID-19 impacts to public facilities and services, Government Code Section 54957. Item B, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, Government Code Section 54956.9B, 2 potential cases. And lastly, item C, conference with labor negotiator Craig Jones, who is not there, so it'll be Lon Boyer, Assistant City Manager, Government Code Section 54957.6, all units. Thank you all out there for being a part of this evening's meeting. Continue to exercise your diligence. Help with those that are sheltered in place, specifically the elderly. Stay safe and healthy. God bless America. Thank you all.